It strikes again. It never stops striking, bro. Insomnia strikes first, strikes hard, no mercy, bro. No mercy, bro. Hey, when did you say you get your results? Wednesday? I thought you said Wednesday. I need to watch that show. Wednesday. Has anybody seen Wednesday? It looks actually pretty good. I was just like, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes people try to hold it against me in the comment sections and stuff like that about the fact that I'm a contrarian, and it makes me mad because they're right. I can't hide the fact, but like they use it against me because it's like no matter what my take is on any situation, if they disagree, they're gonna be like, "Oh, bro, you're just contrarian. You just gotta be contrarian about everything." And I'm gonna be honest, it cuts deep because I know I'm a contrarian. The only reason I didn't watch Wednesday was because it was trendy, even though I wanted to watch it. What's up, Tres Tacos de Asada? Hey, I got some tripas the other day because I was trying to be healthy. I was telling Marilena, hey, I think I'm gonna start eating like liver and heart and stuff like that because I heard that it's real healthy for you. She's like, gross, you better learn how to cook it yourself. And I was like, well, you don't gotta eat it. Don't you want me to be healthy? You just want me to eat hot Cheetos or what? And I was like, you know what? I could go get a Whopper. I could get a pizza. I could get whatever. But I'm gonna eat tripas. It's way less expensive. Like I'm trying to be frugal. I was saying the other day, I don't want to eat out anymore. I don't want to eat like a pig. I want to be smart. Um, and I got some tripas. And the dude asked me, "Do you want them crispy or do you want them soft?" And I was like, "Oh shoot." I remember when I was a little kid and my mom would make them. She would make them like they were soft and they were, oh my gosh, they were so good. I've never had such good tripas in my life. But everywhere I go since I've been an adult, they make them crispy and they taste nasty. I've never found tripas that I like. My mom's the only one that makes them how I like them. And that's the first time someone ever asked me, "Do you want them soft?" And I was like, "Oh snap! I think he might make them like my mom." And I was like, "Yeah, bro. No one ever asked me that." And to be honest, I think I got a little bit too excited because he's like, "Chill, bro." Like, I told him like, "Bro, nobody ever asked me that before." And I even told him I've been looking for the right tripas my whole life, and they was crispy, and I want them the way my mom made them. And then I kind of looked up, and I saw his face, and I realized that I had divulged too much information that he didn't ask for, and there was like people in line behind me, and I was embarrassed. And I don't know if the fool didn't know what he was talking about, or if the cook, like if they didn't relay the information correctly, or if he got weirded out by the way I reacted, and then he tried to like I don't see why he would, but maybe he would like he was like, nah, I regret it. I'm gonna give him crispy tripas just for that, and he gave them to me, the as crispy as I've ever had before. I'm like, what the heck? Because I've gotten tripas from that place before, and they were just as crispy, if not more crispy. So I don't know why that fool even brought it up. Got me all excited, raised my heart rate for nothing. What's up, Harman? Jane Caulfield. Hey, what time is it in Canada? Before I went live right now, I was even thinking no one's gonna be awake. The East Coasters are asleep for sure. West Coasters, at least the responsible ones, are asleep. Who the heck is even gonna be awake right now? Maybe people in Hawaii. I was like, maybe I'll get some Brits. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you right now. The only reason I went live, the only reason I went live right now, and I even told Marilena, because she's like, "Are you tripping? What are you doing? You're gonna go live right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go in the backyard. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna look at the stars." She's like, "Why?" I said, "It's the first. It's September 1st, and I'm gonna make myself be disciplined." I said, maybe not every day, maybe because I know Sundays might get tricky, but for sure, I was like, I'm gonna force myself. I'm gonna make it a thing every weekday. I'm streaming. I don't got no excuses. If I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I don't want August to have been a fluke. August August gave me the light at the end of the tunnel For real. August gave me confidence. It gave me a new outlook on this whole YouTube thing. It people just came through like in ways I could not have ever anticipated. It got me through this crazy limbo time trying to sell my house and everything. And I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to rest on the laurels of August. I want to do this for real. So literally the only reason I went live tonight is cuz there's no excuse. I'm streaming every weekday for sure, probably every day. I want to like that's my thing. I mean, if Jake Paul did it, it's every day, bro. I got no excuses. If that dude could do it, I got no excuses. I don't want to start taking steps backward right now. I need to start being more consistent, more prolific. I need to start building on what August did. I don't want to take any steps backward. So this is just me trying to be disciplined and showing up. And I would have done it earlier, but it was kind of weird. I feel like I caught up a lot today. I probably went to sleep last night at about, I would guess around 1 o'clock, but then I woke up around 10. So that's like what, 14 hours? I did wake up briefly because Marilena woke up to go somewhere with Jesse Jr. And I just woke up real quick as they were taking off, and then I went right back to sleep. And then the dude that's fixing, all right, enough already, bro. Chill. The dude that was fixing, I don't know if you could hear that. The dude came over to fix our garage door because we're selling the house, and the inspector's like, bro, your door's broken. And he came to fix it, and we had this home warranty thing where it was supposed to be all cheap. And he's trying to upsell me hard. And I even told him at a point, I was like, bro, I used to be in sales. Because he even kind of let it slip at one point. He was talking to me about another customer. And he starts talking about, yeah, I'm in sales, and I ain't going to go there without selling. And, and I'm like, are you seriously telling me this, bro? He said something like, yeah, I was talking to this other customer, and he was going to call me back out, and it was like an hour away, but I didn't even trip because I'm going to get my money. I'm in sales, and I'm there for a reason. I'm like, you're really telling the customer this, bro? Man, this is getting ridiculous. I apologize for the unprofessionalism out here. So he gets there, and before he even, it was so dumb, like, for real, I'm pretty sure the dude was on something, because I worked in the car industry for a couple of years, and you could tell when someone's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's pretty prevalent in the car industry. And this dude wouldn't stop touching his nose, bro, the whole time. He wouldn't stop touching at his little nostrils, and his eyes are all bugging out. And before he even stepped in, I opened the garage door from inside, and it opens sometimes. There's just a trick to get it to open. And before he even stepped inside, he's like, oh, I know what's wrong. I see the problem. I was like, what the heck? He came inside and starts pointing at things that you couldn't even see from the outside. And already I'm like, bro. And he's like, yeah, you shouldn't do this without doing that. And, it's a whole thing. You got to do all of them together. It makes no sense to do this without that. And then I was telling him, I'm moving, bro. And I'm just doing this because the inspector's like, oh, yeah, but you don't want to leave this for the new people. And I was like, actually, I do want to leave it for the new people because they're trying to get us to pay their closing costs. And we said, if we're going to do that, we ain't going to fix nothing. And, like, I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm just doing what the inspector told me I had to do. And then he starts trying to talk about all this other stuff that's not covered by the warranty. And then Marilena shows me, what's he talking about? And it turns out it was covered by the warranty. And it was a big old disaster. And I got all depressed after that. And I told him, nah, I'm not going to do nothing right now, bro. Kick rocks. And then I went back to sleep. I was all sad. And then I slept for hours. I went back to sleep at like 1. And I woke up like after 7. So I slept a long time today. I felt like I was catching up, and honestly, when I finally got up, I felt like my body felt different. I've been feeling weird lately, so it made me feel a little bit better. So I'm glad that fool depressed me and tried to upsell me because he got me some more sleep. So he was a blessing in disguise, and he didn't even know it. But I had some weird hours today. I was wondering who's even gonna be awake right now. Daniel, you know what's up, bro? Hey, Marloca, you're still awake. You're still awake, Marloka. Hey, don't you have to work in the morning? Bro. Bro, Hannah. Oh, snap. Oh, 2 weeks. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a whole thing, Daniel. It's a whole thing. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. It's called pathological demand avoidance. Look into it. That's why I wouldn't watch Wednesday. That's why, even though I love that song, I'm yours, there's no need to. I was like, Charlie, I'm not listening to that song no more. That's why I wouldn't watch the. I mean, bro, I barely watched The Sopranos like last year, you know? Bro, you don't like tripas? Are you serious? There's this one time when I was working at Mercedes that they had like a potluck for us and they brought carnitas and it was it was so good, bro. It was so tender and juicy. But I swear, man, every other carnitas I've ever had in my life, they're all dry. I can't find good ones. I'm different. I'm different. I remember when that song did come out, it hit with me, bro. It did hit with me. Bro, you're telling me you don't like intestines? Hey, it's 7 in the morning for Nicola's having breakfast right now. Nicola. Are you talking about tripas? Nicola, it's basically intestines. I don't know if you get down with intestines. It's not as gross when you say it in Spanish, though. You just gotta say it in Spanish and it's all good. Tripitas. I never even heard it like I like it like that. It tastes even better when I say it like that. Tiene tripitas. Tripitas, tacos de tripitas. See, man, I bet Maraloca doesn't make them all crunchy. What's up, show game? Honestly, I don't know if my mom ever made carnitas. I didn't grow up in the most, like, I grew up in a super, like my grandparents were the ones, like, straight out of Mexico, you know? Not my parents. So my parents were just eating, like, they grew up in the most Mexican households like that exist. So my parents, I think, like rebelled with their food, and I didn't eat like traditional Mexican food when I was growing up. I would just eat like if I was a white kid, you know. So I don't know if my mom has ever made what would be considered carnitas. I mean, she would make meat, you know, steak or whatever. But I don't think I could ever say, because there's a certain way that it's like cooked and cut and stuff, right? I don't know if I could ever say she did. Marloca, by the way, I don't know if you saw my email, and I hope it's okay. I want to reference that email tomorrow because it was very significant to me. And I would like to do it justice and do it during the day with the lights on, you know, where it's like a real full blown stream, and I could really, you know, I feel like it would be disrespectful right now, so I just want to do that. Um, but you're a huge blessing, Marloca, and I didn't know that you have insomnia too. But you're unbelievable. I appreciate you. I do commercial holiday lighting. Oh snap, that's Pacific, bro. And we have new hire orientation today. Starts in 5 hours. 40 new people that we have to choose between. My worst nightmare. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I won't keep you too long, I promise. For those of you that just hopped in, I literally said that the only reason I'm even streaming right now is because I'm forcing myself to be disciplined this month, and I refuse to take any steps back. I'm gonna stream every single weekday maybe every day, but I need to give myself some room in case I can't stream on certain Sundays, but for sure every weekday. And I know this is super low budget and stuff like that, and maybe it's not that exciting, but this is just for me to make myself be disciplined. So I apologize if it's kind of selfish, but I'm just like I'm not gonna take it easy this month. I'm gonna do bigger and better things. Hey, Nicola. So okay, I could Google it. Where are you from? Are you from the Never regions? I can't remember where you're at. You're like in a different country, huh? I feel bad sometimes because Nicola is like super loyal, ride or die. And I would like to do streams that are fitting for her territory as well. And here's one of the things I want to do in September. I would really like to do earlier morning streams, like from where, and honestly, it would help wake me up more. I think it would help get me on a better track to be more productive, even with my breakdowns and stuff like that. I want to do a stream earlier in the day, and then I want to do one later in the day. And I don't know if I want to mention it right now, but there's something that I want to do in the later one that I think could be very interesting. That'll be for good for the members. Um, that I want to play around with because I really need to make it a point to do something special for the members. Um, Turns out this thought process was ADHD. I didn't know it was that. Wait, what do you mean? Did you go find out that you have ADHD? And even if you do, why is that bad? Some of the most brilliant people ever have that. Well, you're in Denver. So you're an hour ahead of me. Okay. It's not the worst in the world. Okay. Oh, you're from Scotland. Michael, Scotland. 7:13 a.m. What the? Okay, so you're 11, 12, 1, 4, 5. You're a full work shift ahead of me. Okay, you're 8 hours ahead of me. So if I stream at like 11 a.m. my time, laptop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's like 7 p.m. for Nicola. That's kind of late. You're probably doing your thing, wrapping it up, having dinner. Um, okay, okay. Let me see what I could do with this. You tapping Gilbert out. Wait, who's Gilbert? Yeah, we got new stickers, bro. I didn't mean to stream so late, oh 2AU. My bad. 1:13, I should be long asleep. Jane Caulfield, do you make your own hours? Like, if you feel like it, do you just wake up and you're like, I'm gonna start at 5 p.m. today? Or is it like you're so disciplined and so established? Like, I don't know if you got like a spot, like a piece of land that you've leased out or whatever, that there's like this expectation you're there at this time to this time every day, or like, do you just do whatever you feel like? Maybe you don't even want to work one day, you don't even show up. To be honest, tripas are. Wait, who says that though, bro? Who says they're supposed to be crispy? Like, where did that start, I don't know about that. Have you ever had non-crispy tripas, bro? Oh, and I don't know. I don't know if it's the way my mom seasoned them. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask her. I'm gonna have to go get some from a restaurant. I'm gonna have to ask her to make some, right? And then time it. And then I'm gonna get some from the restaurant, and then I'm gonna take them over there, and then I'm gonna have the restaurants all super fresh and hers at the same time, side by side, and try to reverse engineer like what's going on here. Is it just the cooking method? Is it the flavoring? Like what? Because bro, I've never had any like my mom made them, bro. And I know people say that, like, oh, your mom, no one's ever good. It's not like that though, because I'm not trying to diss on my mom, but I don't know if there's any other things that I'm like, oh, only her food. It's the tripas, bro. It's just the tripas. It's not like I'm super loyal to like every dish she's ever made, but the tripas is just different. It's 8:14 in Belgium. 8:14 a.m. or p.m.? Oh yeah, we're on that same time, Marloca. We're on that same time. If you're 11:14, that's where I'm at. Well, I'm about 15 minutes behind in the chat now, apparently, because it's 11:29 as I read this. Um, He called her. This homie called her Nicolas. 60% Scottish, mostly, but bro. Whoa, it's already September, and Nicolas in the future. What the? 60% Scottish. I need you to keep streaming. All my friends are there. I do feel bad. I do feel bad when I wonder what could exist. Like, I feel like when they got rid of the chat rooms, like that's not a thing anymore, right? Remember the old school like AOL chat rooms and stuff? Those are gone, right? Cause it makes me feel bad. Like, oh, you know what? Ooh, I might have just come up with a brilliant idea. Cause in the Discord and then that new thing that YouTube has now on the live, what's it called? The post page or whatever that you could access on the phone. It's weird to describe. If you're on a desktop, you can't see it. It's still in beta right now, I think, on iPhone or on cell phones. Basically, if you're watching this on a phone right now, or I don't know, it would probably kick you out of the stream. But whenever, like, if you want to try it later, if you look at my YouTube homepage on a phone, somewhere up at the top, it'll say something like join the community or live community posts or something like that. Something about the community, about posts. And if you go in there, it's almost like YouTube made like its own Reddit page now, where like it doesn't even have to be that the channel owner. Viewers could just go in there and post whatever they want. People could comment on it. But it's not the same as a live stream, you know. But what I thought of right now, I've come across different YouTube channels before. Like, have you? So when I used to, and I think I still did it on one of my last videos, when I used to do nothing but breakdowns, and I would write and just have hours and hours long writing sessions because I write my scripts. When I would do that, I would find these channels that stream 24/7. They never turn off. And I would type in things like cafe jazz, rainy cafe jazz, and you could hear like the pitter patter of like rain in the background, and it sounds like ambient noise like in a cafe, or just lightly music playing in the background and stuff like that. I'd always play stations like that just to have like a kind of white noise with no lyrics as I wrote. It was very calming for me, and I just needed to have something like that in the background. And I've noticed there's a lot of channels like that that always just keep something going 24/7. Like they'll just have a feed that never turns off, and it's just like a chat room, and there's always people just in there in the chat chopping it up. Now I don't want to assume anything. Like I know everyone in here has lives, and you don't want to. That's kind of why it's special when we have the live streams, because they come and go. And if it was just one continuous one that never shut down, then maybe it would kind of lose its charm. But that is something interesting to play around with. I wonder if that would even be good for the algorithm, just constantly having something live all the time. Interesting. Very interesting. You're gonna be on Tiger Valley soon? Ah, I don't know about that one. Bobby Lee will be like, "Hey, are you the guy that gets 1,000 views per stream?" I'm going backwards as far as August taught me a lot about where I need to put my, like, what's success and what's not success, and what should my goals be, and what's gonna take care of, what's gonna sustain me and stuff like that. But you know I I feel like, how do I say it? I feel like in August I learned a lot about what's important on this channel, and the people that are here, and what they want, and me trying to find that balance of doing that, but also as much as I can, just showing my appreciation with things like breakdowns here and there. But I feel like in another way, like optics wise, I don't know if I would say I took a step back in August, but I feel like there's another huge way in which I definitely didn't go forward. As far as like, I mean, it's crazy because as far as being able to sustain it and keep doing it and just being a super blessing of a month, August was, I could say, my most successful month ever since I've been doing it since 2016. Ever. No question. But it wasn't even close as far as getting views, as far as certain videos going viral, as far as me getting a bunch more subscribers. Like, I definitely didn't take any leaps forward like that. So I guess what I'm saying is, as far as like collabing and Tiger Valley and stuff like that, they would look at my channel right now and be like, that channel's dead. So it's tricky. It's so weird because there was a time when I had like some big fighters wanting to do collabs and people wanting to, you know, do whatever like that. And I was making nothing, man, nothing at all. But it looked like I was successful. It's so weird. And I've talked about that before. Like, I might have made some mistakes, you know, but it's it's tricky because there were a lot of collabs that I could have done, but I just didn't want to. Like, I've said it too many times, and I know people probably get sick of it, but I really, really, really didn't want to be the next Ariel Helwani. It doesn't excite me to talk with fighters. Like, it literally doesn't. Like, if I don't know, if Hamza Chamoyev sent me a DM. He's like, "Hey, brother, I saw your video. I see you like me. You predicted I win, brother. You want to do a collab?" I'd be like, "Nah." I'd make up some kind of excuse, honestly. I just don't care. And I know it's stupid because there's other channels that have absolutely blown up by collabing with fighters. It's just, that's like if you told me, "Hey, bro, I got the best, most pristine, beautiful Lamborghini in the world. You want to, take photos of it, take photos with it on your Instagram?" I'd be like, "No, I don't care. I don't even like Lamborghinis." Like, it's just not what I wanted to do. So if I ever did do stuff like that, it would just be in hopes of trying to grow the channel to do stuff that I do want to do. But I never wanted to do stuff like that. I don't even know why I started talking about, oh, Tiger Valley. But you know what? But see, that's different though. Like, I would have no desire. You know, like what Nina Drama does, talks with like Alex Pereira, Sean Strickland, and all. I would never want to do that. But man, I would. Oh my gosh, I would fangirl, bro. I would love to meet Bobby Lee. I would want to do that. That's like the world that I want to be in. I didn't want to be in the UFC. Like, you know, I saw some clip of the MMA guru, and he was like, "I will be in the UFC." How did he say it? He said something like, "I will work in the UFC industry. Mark my words." And I'm like, you know what? There you go, bro. Like, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he worked like a zombie, like a robot, until I mean he's like getting bigger numbers than like Ariel Helwani. Like, take the biggest. I don't even know who it is. Bisping, Charles Sonnen, Ariel Helwani, Luke Thomas. He's getting bigger numbers than all of them. So it's like he basically already did what he wanted to without even doing it. Um, but I never wanted to do that. I didn't want to. I wouldn't want to be like an analyst or a reporter for the UFC. But the world that I do want to be in is like the comedy world. I want to do stuff like that. I want to do skits and sketches and shows and funny movies. I want to do stuff like that. I don't want to be at a press conference asking questions. What the heck? That's not my definition of success. But if it is yours, cool. If somebody does want to go to the press conferences and ask questions, they would think it's foolish and pathetic to be in comedy movies. So I'm not downplaying that. I'm just saying that's not for me. Just like for them, they don't want what I have or what I'm trying to get. Deep, deep south. Where you at, Aunt Fernie? That Disney Channel flow. It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. Question, why not acknowledge us? What do you, bro? I've literally talked, Daniel, I've specifically talked to you probably more than anyone in the chat so far talking about these tripas. What are you talking about, bro? Plus, when I get on a rant, I mean, it's not that easy, man. Like when you do a stream, you're trying to balance between like what would you come on here for? You got, you have to have something to say. So sometimes I'm on here telling these, everyday stories, maybe these stupid, boring stories. Maybe sometimes I'm talking about UFC. And then I try to balance that with talking with the chat. I don't want to only do all one or all the other. Because if you get on and only talk with the chat, it's like, well, why'd you even get on, bro? You're just lonely or what? And then if you only talk about stuff and don't interact, it's like, well, then why'd you even do a live? You should have just uploaded a video. So it's a hard balance, man. You good, Grandmaster? I feel good right now. I feel good. Are you good, Chef Rostro? I wasn't good earlier. My garage door guy was trying to rip me off, but I'm just gonna get a second opinion. For real, man. Oh, so I'm super behind if you're still if you're talking about that train though. Um, show us the moon if you could see it from where you are. I honestly, I was trying to find it earlier and I couldn't tell if it was a, what's it called? Eclipse. What's that thing when I thought I saw alien the other day and Marilena was like, no, it's just a meteorite or something, but it keeps moving like crazy. Let me see if I could flip it. Um, I think that's it. I mean, I feel like to you, like I'm looking through the camera right now. I'm seeing what you're seeing. And from here it's like, oh, that's passable. That could be the moon. But when I'm looking at it in real life, it looks like it could be something else. Like I don't know if the Russians are playing with us or what, but it looks kind of weird. Um, are you testing me, Jane Caulfield? I think you know what? Jane Caulfield is a beautiful person. I think Jane Caulfield was testing me to make sure I wasn't depressed, hiding in my closet with a blanket over my head. I am indeed outside. I appreciate that, Jane Caulfield. Who's your pick, Islam or Jack Della Marilena? Oof. Oof. I think the easy answer is Islam. I don't think he's as you know what? I'm gonna have to do a breakdown. I think that's gonna be my next breakdown video. My next prediction. My next pre-fight breakdown. I don't think that Makachev is as invincible as people make him out to be. I mean, not only is he not undefeated, and people act like he is undefeated, which I know is not a fair thing to hold against someone, because even some of the greatest of all time are undefeated. But I mean, even when you look at what Volkanovski did to him, like, I think look, I won't start a war right now, and I won't say Volkanovski clearly won that fight. like I have so many times, the first fight. But I will say, I think anybody could at least say there's a decent argument, that there's at least a decent argument that that you could see why some people would think Volkanovski won the first fight. And if Volkanovski was doing that at that difference of a size. Now, I'm not somebody, you guys should already know by now, I'm not somebody that, like, I think weight classes and size and all that are dumb. You know, if some dude wants to run, if some 6'6" dude wants to run up to me at TJ Maxx, I ain't gonna run and be like, hey fool, you're too tall. You know, that doesn't matter. When you gotta get down, you gotta get down. But if you got two world class fighters, if you got two dudes that are like the best of the best, and then on top of that you add the size difference, it's a little bit different at that point. So it's like, I feel like gut reaction, I would just like say Makachev, but I think that might be unfair. Um, so I'm gonna do a prediction. I'm gonna do prediction, and it's all thanks to you, Carlos Aguirre. I have a theory. Whenever we go under anesthesia, we wake up in a different timeline. My surgery Friday put me on a different timeline. Bro. Bro, it's so crazy that you say that. And I don't know if my brain is going in so many different directions right now. I don't know if that's an acoustic thing or what. Because I've thought about stuff like, bro, look, okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna freak people out, or I'm gonna make them just think I'm stupid. Melancholy. Like, I don't know if this is what you're saying. I have a theory. Whenever we understand, we wake up. Okay. Melancholy, have you ever thought about this? And I know how this sounds. I know it sounds crazy. I know it could sound disrespectful. Like, I get it. I get it. But melancholy, I'm thinking about the way you think pacifically. A while back, I was thinking, like, I pacifically thought of Kobe Bryant. And I remember I thought, I wonder if there's a timeline. I wonder if there's an existence in which the plane didn't go down for him. And like, he's in this timeline right now where he went home to his family and everything's all good. Or like, you know what I'm like, sometimes I wonder that about people, when it's lights out. If, for all the people that are still left here, you're crying and you're sad and you miss them and all that. But for those people, maybe there's something they weren't done with yet or something, and they're on another trajectory now. They're on another timeline until they finish what they needed to do, And then the other people that, I don't know. I know it sounds crazy. I haven't fully fleshed it out. I don't know. But it's just like, I'm just saying something that occurs to me sometimes. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's 100. I'm just saying, like, I've thought about that. I've thought about, like, there's been times when I had like a scary moment on the road, or whatever in life, and I've been like, I wonder if, like, I died, and like maybe my family was all sad or something, but I'm still here doing my own journey, like, I don't know how to explain it. But this timeline stuff is crazy, bro. I was even talking with Marilena about that yesterday, and she was tripping out because I was telling her, I was asking. Okay, I thought I shut down my stream. I was talking to her about the Truman Show because Marilena said something yesterday. She said something that made no sense, that she would know, that was in my head. Like, there was a thought that popped up in my head yesterday. Okay, something very, very Pacific that made no sense, that it was on her mind, something that she shouldn't even have, like, had the thought of. And the moment I thought about that thing, she started talking about it, and I flipped my beanie, and she's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, why did you say that? What made you think of that? And then I was like trying to get her to walk me through her thought process. And it was crazy. And she's like, what's wrong with you? And I told her, I was like, don't you remember I've talked to you about stuff like this before? That happens a lot where she'll say something, and it's not even just her. There's people in my life that will say something sometimes that makes no sense how they even know that. It was like maybe an inside joke with me and someone else, or just some thought I had when I was alone doing something that I never even talked to anybody about. And they'll bring it up, and I'm like, what? Like, you're not even supposed to know this. And it reminds me of like the Truman Show. And I regret kind of the last 30 minutes of me talking about this because I feel like no one's gonna be able to relate. Primo, yes I do. Don't worry, I will get up on time. I think this is in regard to the question that I said like 40 minutes ago because I'm too behind in the chat. I think when I asked if you have insomnia, oh, I feel bad. I know what it's like. It's terrible. It's terrible. And you know what I'm gonna do right after the stream? When I go lay down right now, when I'm trying to fall asleep, I'm gonna fall asleep watching Kill Tony because there was a new episode of Kill Tony today. And I'm probably gonna enjoy it so much, I ain't even gonna fall asleep till after it finishes. So I'm gonna go put on Kill Tony and then I'm gonna fall asleep listening to something else. Did you guys see the guy in the comments yesterday saying he'd stop watching if GM sang again? Well, he's gonna be gone real soon because I ain't stopping, bro. I ain't stopping. What's up, Diana? Yeah, we got the insomnia. The insomnia is contagious in the Mexican martial arts community. Contagious. What are Haggies? Oh, Marloca is such a satisfying name to say for some reason. I told him if GM stops singing, I'm gonna stop watching. So it's you or me. Hey, fool, we laying in bed kicking food. Hey, that's what's up. Baso Sabah, what's up, man? What's up, True Sigma? Love you. Love you, boy. Ooh. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, Terrio? Beto. I've been live for 43 minutes exactly right now. I just hit 60 seconds. I'm struggling to fall asleep, doom scrolling. Of course, the homie didn't get notified. Of course, every day that ends in Y, if you feel like it. That's what I want to do. The only reason I said maybe not Sundays is because I'm trying to give myself some space just in case I fail. Then I won't feel upset with myself. Because I know Sunday, more than any other day, is the day we try to make like a family day. And we're usually, because we go to church in a different town than where we live. And sometimes we'll make a day of it and we'll do stuff and, you know. Let me see this. Oh, that's cool. Let me, I do set events across Canada, big events that cost money to, dang. Also boring corporate events. People love my food, so I do come. Dang. I didn't know you had it like that. Dang. So look, I'm gonna, oh snap. I didn't even, Marloca with another 20, what the tripitas are actually good, crispy, and also soft. You just need to cook them with love. That's what I'm telling you. That's probably how my mom did it. Cause this dude that I bought him from, I know he wasn't gonna be cooking it with love. He probably uses like a good oil, but not love. When I see them in the carniceria, I get them. I drive to the one next to the Cinco Puntos. Oh, snap. If you know, you know about those locos forever. Dang. She's going 2 more blocks down the road from the Tres Puntos. Dang, that's it, Marloca. You didn't even, you made me realize it. It's the love. That's what it was missing. I wonder, hey, you know how I thought he was weirded out? Imagine if I go back and I'm like, hey, bro, Um, you know how I came in here the other day for the tripas, and then you said you were gonna make them soft, but they weren't even soft. Look, I don't even care if they're crispy this time. Like, do what you gotta do, whatever. But do you do you think you can make them with love this time? They're gonna put a picture of my face on the wall. Hey, thank you for reminding me of that, Marloca. That's gotta be it. I feel bad for not even realizing that was a missing ingredient. It's the love. Can you feel the love in the tripas? Or retirado, quantity over quality. It's been firme with the streams. Bro, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. Or what I wanted to do, what I want to do is build a community of homies in here that are like die hard for the streams. And then when people even bring up the breakdowns, they're like, "What? This channel does breakdowns?" That's my dream, to build a community where we're so hardcore with the streams and just being a live in real time community that when I do actually do a breakdown or upload something like that, people are like, "What the heck is this? All right, I guess I'll take it." I want it to be the stream team, you know? Yeah, I like that, the stream team. That's a new one right there. Thank you, bro. Let me skip ahead. I'm gonna skip like stupidly ahead because I'm behind and I want to see. I want to see about my alternate timeline right here. Shoot the moon. It looks like the sphere. Heck yeah, bro. Laced up in that TJ Maxx. I've been under anesthesia for many surgeries. I always come back to the same timeline, unfortunately. They shouldn't have flown. It makes me so mad, bro. It makes me so mad. It's, You talking about the multiverse theory, GM? It's complicated. Yeah, I don't want to. Sometimes I regret saying certain things because, there's certain stuff that I believe in and I feel like I'm being. I'm not doing the right thing by talking about such funky stuff, I'm just talking about stuff that crosses my beanie sometimes. I'm not saying it's true. I just get these funky thoughts, It's mathematically likely that there are different timelines, even with the smallest differences. Dang. Just seen your Sean O'Malley short. Bro! Are you talking about the one that I did a long time? The even when I lose, I win. That one got like a million something. I think almost like 2 million views. I need to start making shorts again that are actually like good quality so I could get millions again. Bump the algorithm a little bit. In an infinite universe, it has to happen over infinite enough time scale. Every possibility has to occur. Dang it. Well, thank you, Grand Illusion. What'd you think of the Tony? Hopefully it's not just on a certain timeline. What'd you think of the Tony Ferguson win? I was happy for him. I clowned on that fool for so many years. And the only reason I did it is because he would always act like an idiot and he was just feeling himself way too much. I felt like he was always a bad sport, always talked a lot of papas, acted very annoying. And I feel like, rightly so, he played the heel on purpose. I think he enjoyed it. But at a certain point, like it's easy to give someone a hard time and crack jokes and stuff when they're doing their thing on the biggest platform, on the biggest stage in the UFC. But when he's doing stuff like this, fighting a dude on Misfits, fighting a dude that got famous for running in place, it's like, man, this is just getting sad now. I was hoping that dude would win. I just didn't want to see him on the news that night, you know what I'm saying? And, I could see, I'm not going to act blind. I'm not going to act crazy. I could see how people would call it an early stoppage. I'm not going to act ignorant and be like, how could you ever think that? I get it. But I do see how there were moments in that stoppage that were significant enough that it could be stopped. And also I keep repeating, if it was the other way around, you better believe they would have stopped it, because they clearly wanted Salt Poppy to win, and that was the narrative. And they would have took advantage of that in a heartbeat and given it to Salt Poppy the other way around. So I'm glad they gave it to Ferguson. Sounds like synchronicity. I believe that's a good thing. Shows you're on the correct path. Dang. I'll tell you, man, I've been on that synchronicity. I've been reading up on that. History hyenas, that sounds familiar. I don't remember what it is. I think Stavros Halkias is hilarious, man. I think he's hilarious. He's hilarious on tires. He's hilarious on his stand-up. But honestly, and I know you're probably gonna laugh me out the chat right now. Now, I've listened to his podcast, and there was times where I was laughing my beanie off. The dude's hilarious. There's no changing that. But I feel like his podcast specifically, sometimes when I watch it, it's just like too. It's not even like rated R. It's like rated XXX. Like, I feel like sometimes when I listen to his podcast, I feel like a 90-year-old dude that's like, back in my times we didn't talk like that. Like, I feel like sometimes he goes so overboard. It's like I can't even get down with it, and I'm just like, is one of my kids gonna walk in the room or something? Like, it gets so over the top sometimes. It just seems like no matter what, every episode I would listen to, it would just get so graphic. I'm like, bro, I can't even listen to this. I'm trying to eat my Cheerios, bro. I'm not trying to be a square or whatever. Like, I literally just told you I'm gonna go watch Kill Tony. But something about Stavros's podcast, sometimes it's just like, bro, it's too much, bro. Oh, wait. Ooh, brother. Ooh. I've never liked the tamales. Tamales. I've never liked them. Ever, never, ever. I'll find ways to work with them, but I've never liked them. You watched the Elephant Graveyard video on the Comedy Mothership yet? I don't think so. If I remember, is Elephant Graveyard the dude that has like a crazy annoying voice? A lot of channels have these voices where they try to sound real dramatic. Is it? I don't know. I can't remember if it's that one. I think it is. Some of the channels, and you know what? I'll be honest, it kind of makes me look at myself in the mirror a little bit. Because there's some of these channels, I think Comedy Graveyard's one of them. Elephant Graveyard. And then there's like Comedy This, something exposed. Like, all those channels that all they do is talk bad about, like Brendan Schaub and like Tony Hinchcliffe and all these. I feel like they're nothing but hater channels. And it's hard for me. Like, sometimes I'm like, bro, I hope I don't look like that. Like when I'm clowning on like Adesanya, McGregor and stuff. It's like, man, I don't want to be one of those annoying hater channels. But I don't know any way around it, because that was like what I do. I like to talk about these dudes that hype themselves up too much and get kind of annoying, and they get a big ego, and it's easy to talk like about like that kind of dudes in the ways that I do, but I also don't want to look like a big old hater channel. I can't stand that. So it kind of makes me kind of check myself a little bit. I'm gonna have to make a lover channel. The Stream Team. Team Stream Team, I like it. What's your opinion on Taco Bell? I hate it, bro. I hate Taco Bell. I remember as a kid, I would get so bummed out if I was like in a car or in a group of people. They're like, "Oh, we're going to Taco Bell," and I would just start pouting, bro. I didn't want to go anywhere that didn't have French fries. Like, to me, don't even call yourself fast food if you don't have French fries. It's disrespectful. I love French fries, like with like a stupid kind of love. That's why I love Red Robin. The unlimited French fries. I love French fries too much. And if you go to a place that has the French fries where they don't peel them all the way, get that out of my face. I get so offended I remember Jack in the Box used to do that, and they finally fixed it. And Carl's Jr. would do it too, where they had French fries that had some of the peel on it. That's nasty, bro. That's lazy. I don't want to taste no peeling. But I always hated it because that's like I grew up on French fries and cheeseburgers, you know, chicken nuggets, chicken sandwiches, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the heck? I feel like I'm at my grandma's house. I don't want to eat a quesadilla. What are you talking about? I don't want to eat a taco. I want a cheeseburger. I feel like a lot of like Caucasian people like Taco Bell because it's different, you know? And I know I was just saying earlier, I didn't grow up in a household that ate like nothing but traditional Mexican food. But I'll let me tell you, I ate enough quesadillas and tacos that I didn't want to go fast food and have it again. It's supposed to be a treat, you know? So if you're like a white kid and you never get to eat tacos and quesadillas and stuff like that, eat your heart out, bro. Go to Taco Bell. But for a Mexican, it's like, what the heck? This doesn't make any sense. I want to eat something I can't eat at home. But but I will tell you today, because some people in my family love Taco Bell. So I will tell you today, there are times when I'm gonna be going to Taco Bell. It's kind of a thing. It's in the rotation. My go-to is the chicken quesadilla. That sauce, I don't even know what it is, but that sauce in there, man, I could drink it out of a sippy cup, bro. The sauce is so good in the chicken quesadilla. And right now they have something called the something street tacos. Oh my gosh, Wilson Mitchell just sent $100. Wilson, I don't even know if that dude knows I'm streaming right now. I don't even know why that dude's awake. I thought he was on the East Coast. Wilson Mitchell just said, hold on, let me read it real quick. It's gonna act like I ended the stream, but I didn't. I'm gonna come right back. Just dropped $100 in the Cash App and said, he just said nothing. He just said Costco dogs. That's all he said. Bro, bro. I'm over here talking about Taco Bell. He dropped them Costco weenies on me like it was nothing. Oh my gosh. Jesse Jr. was laughing the other day. He's like, hey, I walked by your dojo when you were streaming. And he's like, I heard you yelling, I'm addicted to them Costco weenies. He's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, nothing. That's my work. Don't ever ask me about my work. I had to go Michael Corleone on him. Don't ever ask me about my work. Don't ever ask me about my business. Wilson Mitchell, you are the king of them Costco weenies, bro. You know what? I'm starting to think, you know what? This has come full circle. This has officially come full circle. I remember I used to ask Wilson Mitchell, are you like an eccentric billionaire? How are you doing this? How does this make any sense? And I'm starting to think it came full circle. I think that Wilson Mitchell is like a mentalist. I think he used some kind of mental persuasion and was able to fine tune my love for them Costco weenies. And I put the money right back into the business. I think he owns Costco. I'm starting to think that Wilson Mitchell owns or at least has a ridiculous amount of shares in Costco. I think I just cracked the code. I think Wilson Mitchell is behind big Costco. Bro. Oh my gosh, bro. It's starting to make sense now. Dang it. Ayo, the garage door guy says you need a new door. Okay, so long story short. We have this home warranty thing that Marilena got that looked like a good thing. You only pay a certain amount and they'll basically fix anything as long as it fits the parameters or whatever. And it's like a deal, bro. Like, imagine you would have went to some company straight to them and they would charge you like $800. You only pay like 100 something for this warranty thing. It's just like insurance. You keep paying it every month. You just keep paying it, and then when something comes up, they got you. You know, it's kind of a racket, but whatever. Just like insurance. This dude came over and he starts calling out these things before he even walked into the garage. He's like, how dumb could you be? I didn't even finish telling you guys the story earlier. So I opened the garage door to let him in. He's like, I already know what it is. And then when he came in, he pointed it out to me. When he said, I already know what it is, he wasn't even standing in the garage yet. Then he walked into the garage and pointed at the things that he couldn't even see from the outside when he said, I know what it is. Then he starts telling me, oh, see, all these things right here aren't covered. And I was like, what do you mean? Marilena was on the phone with the people from the warranty. They said that the door was covered. And he points up at the little, you know, the little machine that you plug in that runs the electricity, you know, the little box up at the top that makes the door open and close. He said that's the only thing, the electrical parts, the electrical components. That's the only thing covered by the warranty, not the spring. And the spring was the biggest thing that we needed. If I show it to you, you would laugh. It has a big old crack in it. It has like a 4-inch separation. The spring is cracked. And somehow it's been opening and closing still. He said this thing could just go sideways all chueco and just fall off. Like, I can't even believe it's been opening and closing. Then he starts saying the spring is not covered. This roller on the side's not covered. This wire is not covered. And then I was texting Marilena as he was there. And she sent me a screenshot. And by the time she sent it, the dude was already gone. But she sends a screenshot and it says clearly on the home warranty thing that it covers the spring. And he was there telling me it does not cover the spring. And if you do the spring, you got to do this, 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 and this. Then he starts telling me, you know what? I got you, bro. I got you. Let's do it off of the warranty. I'll come, you call me directly. We'll do it under the table deal. I got you, bro. As soon as he starts with that, I'm like, oh, no. Like I said, I've been in sales, bro. I know people that try to do stuff on the side like this. You're already sketchy, bro. Then he starts showing me all these videos and photos of other clients' cars, and they let him drive them and this and that. He's trying to build rapport with me. And I told the dude, I've been in sales, bro. I've worked at 3 different car dealerships. I've sold solar. Like, I've been in sales, bro. I know what you're doing. He was trying to build rapport, and he was just cracking jokes with me. And then finally he would come back. All right, so we're going to do this today, bro. You know, I don't want to come all the way out here again. Let's just do this today, man. Let's make it easy. And I'm like, come on. I showed him a notification. I basically showed him my account. I showed him my phone. I opened it up and I said, bro, look, I want you to know I'm not playing with you. Look at my account. And I showed him a notification I just got this morning. I was like, I literally can't, even if I wanted to, look. And he's like, oh. And like, he knew right there, like, you can't go anywhere with me, bro. It's not there. And, so I was telling you earlier, the dude was on that, you know, he kept doing funny things. He kept playing with his nose. His eyes were all bug-eyed. You know, he was on that McGregor. Then he starts telling me of all these stories of how he used to have this car and that car, and they got impounded, and he got in a wreck, and he all these instances he had of getting pulled over, and he drives like crazy, and he had all these Mercedes and BMWs. And then he starts telling me, yeah, and the cop pulled me over and I had a bunch of weed in my car and mushrooms. I'm like, what the heck, bro? And then he starts telling me, he kept talking. Then he starts talking a bunch about how he does weed and how he likes to take mushrooms and watch movies and stuff. Then he starts telling me that I should take mushrooms and watch movies. And he's like, bro, have you ever seen, what's that movie he brought up? The Iceman, the movie, that serial killer. He's like, bro, have you ever watched The Iceman? And I said, yes. And then he still said, bro, you gotta watch The Iceman. I was like, okay. He's like, bro, you gotta watch The Iceman, and you gotta watch it and take mushrooms, bro. I'm telling you. And he's like, it's not a drug, bro. Mushroom. I wasn't even trying to fight with him. But obviously, he's had this conversation with someone else. I don't know. He's feeling defensive or something. He starts telling me, bro, and then he brought up another movie. He's like, bro, have you seen Black Mass? He's like, I like those true crime documentary type movies. He's like, bro, you gotta watch a movie like that and take mushrooms. He's like, bro, it's not a drug. It's not a drug, bro. People think it's a drug. It's not a drug. It's natural, bro. And you take it and you could feel your whole body. You could just feel everything. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, last time I sat down to watch a movie and I took mushrooms, bro, I could feel my knees. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. Like, I could feel my knees right now, but like, he's like, bro, I could feel my knees, bro. And okay, so this dude, and it has nothing to do with nothing, all right? Nothing to do with nothing. So he was Arabic and he was from Syria. And I worked with an Arabic dude from Syria when I was at Mercedes, two of them. And that's why I was telling Marilena, it was like a carbon copy, I swear, of this dude that started working there right before I left. And like the mannerisms, the body language, the facial expressions, the inflections, the intonation, like the dude really thought he had me. The way he was trying to build rapport and build the whole story and build trust and all this thing. And I was like, bro, I used to sit by this dude. I know how this goes, like in my head. And I'm just like, uh-huh. And okay, so what are we gonna do today? Come on, brother. And I was like, dude, like, no, 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 no. And why did I bring that up? Why did I bring that up? It had something to do with I wasn't just being racist. It had a point. What was it about? Dang it. Shoot. Was I just being racist? Um oh man, I can't remember. Why did I start bringing up the dudes that I worked with? Um Shoot, I can't remember. I'm just racist. But it has something to do with something. Uh, um, GM, do you make time for reading books slash literature in your day? I used to, and I really, 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 really need to again. I absolutely love reading. I have like a crazy love for reading, and I know it's kind of like a lost art in this generation. And I like not even like I don't even like I don't even does Kindle still exist? Like even back then, I know some people that are like, "Oh, I love reading," and they'd have Kindle. I'm like, nah, Charlie. I want to flip pages. I love holding a book in my hands and reading. So that's something that I would like to aspire to once I'm in a new situation and I have more breathing room and I have a better schedule. I would love to carve that out again. And you know what? I'm kind of freaked out right now. There's a big part of me that thinks that these people that we're in escrow with right now are gonna back out, and I might not. I might have to stay here longer, and I don't know what's happening because tomorrow we just got surprised this evening when I woke up from my long nap. I was hibernating today. When I woke up, Marilena told me, "Did you see that text message?" And I was like, "No, I was asleep." And apparently, the people that we're in escrow with right now want to send over some people to inspect our air conditioning stuff now, which has been pretty hit and miss. It's not good, to be honest with you. There's times in the summer when it gets super hot and it struggles and it does not want to cool down in a timely manner. And they're already tripping about the garage door. And apparently, the I don't know. Things haven't been going as smooth as I'd like to with all the inspections and everything. And now they're gonna come specifically. I'm gonna be honest, I was already paranoid when they were looking at the AC when they were doing the general inspection. Now they're coming here just to look at that. And I'm just like, well, it's over. And even though I was sad about having to leave and leave my office and all that, at least I was like, you know it's gonna be better because we're gonna be able to cash out equity and pay off some debt and just live better, just not be suffocated by debt anymore. But I don't know what's gonna happen now. They're supposed to be here at 2:15 tomorrow, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm kind of freaking out about it. The last Good Police album, Synchronicity. Have you ever seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once? No, it just, again, probably because of being a contrarian. People hyped up that movie so much and acted like it was the greatest thing ever since The Wizard of Oz, and I was like, nah, it looks dumb. Is it good? Should I watch it? Have you ever seen the Three Stooges episode where the lady says, I just love hot tamales in the spring? Wait, what? Are you, is that for, that can't be a real thing. What? I don't think I have, or I don't remember. No, I can't. I cannot make a Mickey Mouse voice. That's the most Mickey I get right there. Elephant Graveyard says Joe has a cult like Heaven's Gate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So he's just one of those anti-Joe Rogan. Um, is he like Stephen Colbert or what? Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I'm not the biggest Joe Rogan fan, and I don't know if I've ever laughed at any comedy he's ever done. I'm not gonna act like a fanboy, but some of these channels just do too much, man. Del Taco Lover, yeah. They're always pushing that they think they got the best fries. Now I think they're doing a little bit too much right there, but I am thankful that they got French fries. The podcast cringe is cringe. That dude's from Australia, and when he says "B," if reach, Australians don't say "B." Oh, podcast cringe. Is he the one that I was talking about earlier that talks like this, and he always makes videos of Brandon? It might be that one. Yeah. Is it called campfire sauce? Is that what they put in the quesadilla? You're not talking about the little packets? I never knew what it was called. A halftime backflip. You never been to Red Robin, bro? Yum. I'm telling you, bro. Every time I go, I only get the same thing. It's called the sauteed shroom burger. Bro, I sound like a druggie now. My garage door guy got to me. Look, when it comes to food, I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms on my pizza. I love the sauteed shroom burger. I like them in my hamburgers. I like mushrooms. If you ever go to the Cheesecake Factory, they have this appetizer. They're stuffed mushrooms. Those are probably the best ones I ever had. They also have the stuffed mushrooms appetizers at the Olive Garden. I love mushrooms. The thing about Red Robin though, they try to play you for real. They say it's bottomless fries, but every time they bring a tray, there's like 5 French fries in there. Last time I asked the girl, like, hey, could you bring me 2 of them at a time? Because these are going to be gone real quick. And she kind of laughed, but she did it. And I gave her a good tip. Yeah, Chipotle. Yeah, same thing, bro. I used to hate I used to hate Chipotle too. I got people in my family too. They always want Chipotle. And I just had to find things there that I could live with. Any thoughts on Rampage Jackson's song Crash Out? Bro, I made like 10 videos on it. Um I think it's unfortunate. I mean, some people got annoyed with the long-winded take that I had, which was because again, I always say it, two things could be true at once, and I was just trying to have a more comprehensive look at it. I think it's so unfortunate and messed up that he had to become who he became. And even though I like Rampage as a selfish consumer, Cause man, I won't stop laughing when I watch his streams. The dude's funny. But I've heard some things that sound like he might be a bad dude. But anyway, even on the streams, he treats his son like garbage. And it's like he was totally neglected. The other kids were loved. He was anyway, he grew up an angry kid. Always trying to please his father, trying to be his father, wanting his father's love and respect. And he got into the situation with a bunch of idiots that were all doing the wrong thing every step of the way and perfectly enabled him to do the type of damage that only a person like him could do in that situation. If I was in that situation where everyone did all the wrong things every step of the way, I'm not talking about, like, let's say aside from the way he was raised, let's say everyone at that promotion did all the wrong things and put me or you or anyone else in that chat, in this chat situation, we wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have done what he did because we would be decent people, and we're not dangerous to society. But it's like, yeah, when you have someone that, because look at it this way. Look at kids in the foster care system that maybe they act out, they steal, they do bad stuff, they cuss at their, the people that are taking care of them. Look at kids in the juvenile hospice system. That's all I'm saying. I look at stuff like that and it makes me sad. It makes me mad at the situation. It's like, man, I wish you could just start over with that little baby with the clean slate and do the right thing, That's all I'm saying. And I know some people don't want to hear that and they get mad and it's like only what happened matters. I get it. I'm just saying, I'm a bleeding heart, I guess, I'm not just thinking about Roger Jackson. I'm thinking about people in foster care. I'm thinking about people who lost their parents and are just full of bitterness and anger. I'm talking about kids in the juvenile hall system. I'm thinking about kids whose parents gave them up and they feel unloved. I just hate it. I hate it, and it's messed up. And I've worked with kids like that. I've been around kids like that, and it's heartbreaking. So I think that's why some people got irritated with me because I was just putting so much focus on that. But as it stands right now, he proved that he's a danger to society and he should have consequences. And yes, if I put myself in the chanclas of, the people who were the victims, if that happened to my loved one, if it happened to me, of course, yeah. Throw consequences at him. He's a danger to society. I get it. There's no way around that. So it's just a unfortunate situation all the way around. I wish Rampage would have been a better dad. I wish he would have been more present. I wish Roger's mom wouldn't have passed away. I wish he would have had people there in his life to just nurture him and be loving toward him and teach him how to be more emotionally stable and stuff like that. I wish he wouldn't have gone to that promotion. I wish those dudes wouldn't have led him into that path. I wish he would have stopped after the slam. It's just, it was wrong in every way from every angle. It was just terrible. I'll take out 4 baskets of fries on top of my meal with the fries. Oh, that's how you do it, bro. He donated from a different timeline. He's sleep donating. Bro, he got that dog in him. Hey, I gotta be way behind in the chat if Wilson in the timeline where we all dripping in Costco winning money. Oh my gosh. But have you felt your knees on weed? How long was he talking to you before he left? He was here for a little over 2 hours. He was here for a little over 2 hours. And he did no work. I'm telling you, I used to sit by this dude. And it's like a thing. Different cultures. It's not even being like prejudice or anything. There's different cultures where there's a big emphasis on, the market. On, their markets and bartering and selling and the back and forth, haggling and what's the word I'm trying to think of? negotiating, and I could tell, like I could see right through it, and it was kind of insulting because I told them, like, when you do sales, especially something like car sales, where you're just getting so many at bats, it does not take long to develop a sense of, what's happening in a conversation. Even when I was in non-sales conversations, I could be talking with relatives, I could be talking with, parents of my kids' friends. You could tell when someone's kind of working you, when they're trying to sell you something, even if they're not selling it, in a traditional sense. And I could tell what this dude was doing, and he was trying so hard to build rapport and just kind of wear me down. And that's what sales, I mean, very seasoned salespeople will do that. There's a lot of sales rookies that don't do that, and they'll go for the sale right away, and they'll freak people out and turn them off. But the more seasoned people will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and kind of distract them, kind of sleight of hand them, start talking about their kids, start talking about their childhood, start talking about their hobbies. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to what are you wanting to do? You want to take this home today? And then by the time, oh, we're best friends. Yeah, we've related to each other on a personal level. And blah. It's so pathetic. And and even before I was in sales, I was always a pretty discerning person. And I could tell when someone's trying to do that to me. And the dude just wouldn't stop. I can't tell you how many pictures he showed me in his camera roll of different houses he was at and different cars he was looking at. And I can't imagine how many different people he showed these photos to and did this whole song and dance with, man. He's got his whole thing worked out. And then even after the fact, I went and looked up some reviews online, and yup, he does the same thing. There are other people talking about the same kind of experience that I had. The dude wouldn't stop, man. Um, oh, that's why I was gonna tell you. Now I remember. Remember how I was saying that he was like Arabic and he was from Syria, and I was like, I don't even remember why I brought that up. Maybe I'm just racist, and maybe now this is even more racist than that. The dude, when he laughed, I'm not even playing. I'm not trying to be funny. He laughed like Borat, and I'm gonna be honest, it was endearing because that part, it wasn't him trying to build rapport. It wasn't him trying to do a salesy thing. Every once in a while, because I honestly, the dude was on something when he was here. And he would kind of weave in and out of being a sales guy, but then also just being brutally himself because he was on something, and you can't help it. You can't be 100% like, you know professional and on when you're on something, and he would have these moments where he'd go in and out, and I don't know if I could do it right now, but he would go like I wish I didn't do that now. I wish I didn't do that voice. I wish I could take that back. That wasn't even close to the voice anyway. It was, it wasn't even like, at least if it was spot on, I'd be like, all right, whatever, it was worth it. But that wasn't even close. He laughed like Borat, and he every time he would laugh, he would get kind of teary eyed, like if he was about to cry. Like it was a genuine laugh, and it was just. And then for a while, we were in my front yard. Like as I was trying to ease out and trying to say goodbye to him, I just kept inching toward his truck, and he was laughing like where everyone in the neighborhood could hear him, and I was getting embarrassed. I was just trying to get the dude out of here. Um, you, yo, when you able to go to McDonald's? What do you mean, like financially, or like when are they gonna be open again? I don't know if I want to eat at McDonald's anymore. I feel like I've abused my body like if I was Mick Foley. I need to start being better to myself. What's up? I need your input on my new channel. Oh, snap. I can't look at it right now because I'm on the phone. It'll mess up the stream. Let me do this. Shoot. I feel bad, bro. Because I know you probably want it right now. I just screenshotted it. Talk of SD. I just screenshotted it. I'll go check it out. You know what? I'll leave you a comment. I'll leave you a comment because I was gonna be like, how am I gonna air conditioner? Don't look out for my comment, bro. Thank you for reaching out. Air conditioners don't work so good, but how does 1 month free of dojo time? Oh, is that what? Give them a $4.99 membership to seal the deal. I'll try, man. I'll tell my agent. I'll tell the listing agent. You guys are onto something. My favorite MMA YouTuber. What up, Mexican martial arts? Hey, it's Dave's World. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Hey, literally, it's kind of pathetic, but I said earlier, the only reason I'm even streaming right now is because I'm gonna force myself to stream every day in September, and I wanna make that. I'm gonna try to be disciplined about it. And even though this ain't like the best, high production, high budget blockbusters type of stream out here, it's literally it is selfish. It's just for me to be consistent, and I'm just trying to start a whole thing right here. And I was gonna stream for like 5 minutes, but then I just kept going. But I appreciate you, bro. Are you on the run? Not yet. Starlight Squad? I subbed. Thank you for the sub. I started to think that my subscribe button was broken. And I was like, hey, I'm good. I'm just going to write it out here for the rest of the time with the Ride or Diers that we already got here going strong. But it feels really good to know that people are still subscribing. I appreciate you, Starlight Squad. And it's very fitting because we're on that Starlight Squad out here right now. Although it looks kind of cloudy. I don't see any. I literally don't see any stars. Oh, there's one right there. Nope. Well, it's kind of flashing. That might be a UFO. Do you see it? There it is. That's for the Starlight Squad right here. I don't even know what Culver's is. That might not be from my area. Not the mushrooms. I always wonder, like, how do I eat so many mushrooms and not trip out? Like, how do they separate them? Is it like a different kind of mushroom? It's weird because they got the kind that'll make you trip out, like my garage door guy, and like make you go full Borat. And then they got the kind that I eat on my mushroom burger. And then they got the kind that make you grow like Super Mario. Like, how do they know which ones that, like, how do they know they don't give you the wrong ones? Oh, snap. Ooh, a McChicken when it's actually fresh. Ooh. If you do podcasts with CIA handlers and evil billionaire villains like Peter Thiel, oh, I gotta watch that one. You deserve some criticism. GM Joe is out of his depth these days with the. You know what? It is getting weird. I miss when he would just have on like. I wish Joe Rogan would have on like put Theo Vaughn on again. Like, Theo Vaughn's killing it, doing his own thing right now, but it's different when someone's like I know it's not an interview, but like Joe Rogan's supposed to have like you know who I would like to see on Joe Rogan? Put on like we gotta have a good mix again. Like, for the reason why we started watching it, we gotta have the MMA influence. Like, what would be a good one right now? He should have on. He should have Chamoyev. Imagine if JRE had on Hamza Chamoyev. He should have on like Taylor Swift, put her chanclas to the fire, and just remind everybody what's what. He should have on Ethan Klein. He should have on Oprah Winfrey. We need to see stuff like this, He should have on. I want to see John Anik on there. turn that phone to John Panic, you know? Make him talk like a real dude. Take the cue cards away from him, you know? Take take the computer chip out the back of that dude's head. Make him talk like a real person. Ask him the hard questions, you know? He should have on Ariel Hawini. He should have on Beyonce. Be like, hey, are you the Illuminati queen or not? Why you keep doing that stuff with your hands? It gets kind of boring when he just has on all these, like, it's too serious, you know? He's a danger to sobriety. I've never heard that one. GM is 2 years behind in the chat. I'm on a different timeline, bro. GM, is your in and out itself joke from your last breakdown a new joke, or am I just noticing it now? Bro, I don't know exactly what you're referring to as far as a joke, but my vernacular, like, I try to expand on my vocabulary as time goes on, and in and out itself, I can confirm to try my best to answer your question and, you know, respect kayfabe and whatnot. Yes, I believe that was the first instance I ever used it. I may have said that in a very recent stream just to test the waters. I think I did, actually. But as far as I know, that's the first legitimate usage of it, yes. GM went 2-3 years Dagestan and got behind on the chat. Very nice. Halftime backflip. I apologize. Oh, man. Imagine walking home in the dark and you just hear that laugh in the distance. How long did... Oh, snap. What happened? How long did he talk to you after you showed him your bank account? Bro, that's one of the other things that confirmed to me this dude's just out of it. Because when I showed him the bank account, because I know the easy answer would have been like, oh, he dipped right after. I showed him the bank account, and he just, like, deflated. It was like, oh, like, bro, like, what the heck? But then he just started talking about something else. And it wasn't even about the job. He starts, oh, you know what he did? I left this part out. I don't know what the point of this was, because it wasn't like if it was a tactic to then make me do what he wanted, because there's nowhere to go with it. If I don't have it, I don't have it. But when I showed him my bank account, he literally took out his phone and showed me that his was even worse. And it made me feel bad. I'm gonna be honest. He showed me that his was even worse, and he told me that he used to make, and I know there's something to it. Like, I didn't doubt him for a second. I know what kind of money people in sales can make, especially if you're a heartless person with no morals. And he was telling me, bro, I used to clear 300 grand a year doing garage doors. And you're able to do that because there's definitely a sales aspect to it, just like he tried to do with me. And there's a lot of people that don't know any better, that think they have no options, and they get upsold because they don't know about garage doors. That's why they called him. And then when he starts going into, you need this and that, and this thing's connected to this, and if you do that, that's not gonna work unless you do this, and blah blah blah. He talks in circles, and they don't know any better. But he was telling me he used to clear 300 grand, and then when COVID came out, there was like this garage door boom. And I know it's true, and I don't know why. I don't understand it. But I remember right before I got into car sales, right before I became a car salesman, I almost took a job as a garage door installer. And I actually had an interview, and I didn't go to it. But we had communicated online, and it looked like a formality basically to do the interview. And Marilena was trying to get me to do it, and the money looked good and everything. And I can't remember exactly why I backed out. But he's like, when COVID happened, all these garage door companies popped up out of nowhere, and the market became so saturated, and now I don't make any money. And he showed me his bank account, and I was like, dang. And I could tell by what he was driving and everything, kind of the way he was put together, and like I could tell he didn't seem like a dude that's rolling in cash, you know. So I did feel bad for him, but he showed me his account, and his was even worse. And then he starts talking about COVID, and he starts talking about other stuff, and then finally it came around again. And he's like, so, you know, what we gonna do, brother? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro. And I showed him again, like if I hadn't showed him before. I was like, look, dude. And then he was like, ah. And then that's when we started making our way outside, and then that was finally it. Hey, talk of SD. Yeah, for sure, man. I got over 5 million views, and I want your opinion next. Hey, bro, I think I need your advice. You got 5 million views and you want my opinion? Tell me how to get 5 million views, bro. Nah, no, I'll go on there and I'll do my best, bro. Machu Records is the best channel in the world, son. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes people say something negative, and sometimes people say something negative, and I need to make sure to make it a point to. People say it all the time. It's nothing new when you hear a negative comment. That's the one that sticks in your beanie, you know. And I need to make it a point when I hear comments like this to not take it for granted. That's huge, bro. To hear even just at least one person say, as far as they're confirmed, that it's the best channel in the world, that means a lot, bro. Thank you. I've put so much just blood, sweat, and fears into this channel, you know, and it makes me feel good that even if there's just one person out there that could make a claim like that, I really appreciate that. Gordo, oh my goodness, bro. Yo, I've been sub for a while. You haven't been recommended for like a year. You know, I'm not one to be fair to the algorithm because I hate it. But I did take a hiatus for like 2 years. But yeah, bro, I've been back since like May. And if they haven't even let you know, that's pretty wild, bro. That's pretty wild. I've been more active than ever. So that's pretty wild that they haven't told you. But I appreciate you being here now, bro. Thank you. It's hard to get followers. I feel like I make good content, but I can't get subscribers. I've been watching a bunch of videos the last several months, and you know, it's just kind of the way that social media has gone. And there's actually been talk by the people up at the top at like Instagram, YouTube for sure. I don't know about TikTok, but they've actually outwardly spoken about how they've considered taking away subscribers and making it not a visible thing anymore, and how it's not like a true analytic. Because for real, it's not even about followers anymore or subscribers. And I don't know if anything will change in the future, but even the people at the top of those platforms have realized it is 100% about views. It doesn't matter how, like me, I have 300 plus thousand subscribers, but I'll get like 1,000 views on a video, you know. And they've said it's all about knowing what the algorithm wants and just hitting that perfect recipe every time. And that the subscribers is literally just a vanity thing these days. They've all admitted it. So if you're getting views, and if you're not getting either right now, bro, I feel for you. I know how it is. It's like if you're not doing the most brain dead, immature content, it's rough. People want some stupid stuff out there, and the algorithm is rewarding it. But I mean, if at least I can make you feel better with that, it's not about subscriber chasing anymore. It's not like, you know, 2018. It's a different time now. And if you grow and you get followers, cool. You know, those are people that are more likely to turn on notifications, and you know, are more likely to show up when you do upload. But even those, I got people in here that were literally just saying they're subscribed, got notifications on, and they still don't get notifications. So it's like, if you really, there's two things you got to do You got to either make sure you're making content that you absolutely love making. That way, whether people show up or not, you love what you're doing, so you're good. And then when they show up, they show up. Cool, bonus. Or you are completely down with making content that you know that the algorithm wants. And let's say you're like, cool, I don't have no integrity about it. I don't, and I'm not saying this to be negative. I'm just saying, hey, if that's your thing to make it a career, make money, go for it. If you're gonna be like, hey, I don't got no integrity about it, I don't care, I'm not gonna do something I'm passionate about, I'm literally gonna feed what the algorithm wants just to game the system. Cool, then that's the other route. But yeah, it's just not the same anymore as far as followers and subscribers. Marloca, cause some mushrooms have imagination and some don't. It's a risk, primo. Oh my gosh. So one of these days when I bite into my Red Robin burger, I might just be like, come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. I'm gonna take a bite of that. If you want to view paradise, take another bite and you will. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jay Smith, did you get my email? No, I'm outside in my backyard. Did you get my email, bro? I'm gonna tell all of you before Jay Smith exposes me. I am not a criminal. I repeat, I am not a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I ain't like the garage door dude. I swear, I promise on my garage door. I swear I put it on my garage door that I'm not a criminal. I tried, bro, I look so bad right now. I tried, Jay Smith, please tell me you got my email. I tried it. No, I didn't, but I'll check it out right now and see what it says. Okay, I sent you an email because I tried to send you, look, you see what happened was, I tried to send you an email. No, I did send you an email. I tried to send you the money, right? This sounds so bad. I tried to send you the money and it said that this user is not allowed to send or receive funds at this moment. And I sent you a screenshot. So I don't know if you have something locked on your Cash App or what, which doesn't make any sense because I thought some people literally last night from the chat were sending you Cash App. So I don't know why that would be the case. But I literally sent you a screenshot. So I don't know if you need to send me your PayPal or something else, if I need to send this snail mail, but it said you have some kind of setting where you're not allowed to send or receive funds at this time. But it's in a safe place, I promise. I put it in some Paramount stock. I'm gonna grow it for you, bro. No, I don't drink, bro. I've never drank in my life. I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi right now. Grandmaster just had to wet his beak first. Mexicans can't do martial arts. Bro, that's racist. What are you saying? Only Asians could do it or what? Secret Asian man. But yeah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do, Jay Smith. I don't know what to do right now. Mexicans could box. Oh, bro. I don't have PayPal, but maybe you typed in the wrong thing because I got 3 donate. What the heck? Bro, I'm gonna be so mad at Marilena. I was even telling her last night. I told her. Because before, remember I told you guys I'm kind of illiterate with Cash App? I told her before, hey, what's my Cash App? Because people are asking me for it. And then she had to send it to me. And then I remember people in the chat were saying it wasn't working. And then I thought people were saying you have to remove the little $ symbol or it won't work. And I told her that last night. She's like, no, that doesn't make sense. That's part of the username. You got to put the dollar symbol. And I said, people literally told me last time that it wouldn't work until they took out the dollar sign symbol. And she was afraid to keep trying it because she thought it was gonna mess something up. So I think Fleet Caddy 1984. I see that's the one I put, but I think I just need to not put the dollar symbol. Oh, I'm so mad. Okay, I'm gonna have her try it again without the dollar symbol. From BC, Canada. What, like before Christ? What the heck? We are on different timelines out here. Much love. Much love, bro. What's up, John J? William sent me $20. That the hot chick. What? Sent me $5. Somebody else sent me 20. Bro, that's amazing, bro. I'm so glad that people were doing that. Oh, British Columbia. Wait a minute. There's a place in Canada called British Columbia? What the heck? So is it British or is it... Wait a minute. There's a place inside Canada called British Columbia? That's like saying there's a place in Canada called African Australia. What the heck? How many different places could you fit in there? You see, I'm British, but I'm from Colombia and also Canada. What the heck? That's crazy. I never knew that was a thing. Is so so Canada's a country, right? Is British Columbia like a state inside of a country? Is British Columbia like California and it's in America? The Green Magic short, some peep said that you needed some cream on them knuckles. What the heck? I said it was because you had done knuckle push-ups. What's the truth? Some cream? What the? Like lotion? Look, I know this is kind of like a old school, like people don't like to hear it in this day and age because dudes move differently, you know. I come from an era dudes don't put lotion on, you know. That's like I ain't moving like Buffalo Bill, you know what I'm saying? I come from a time and place like I ain't no lotion touching this body, you know what I'm saying? It's just so if I'm gonna be crusty, I'm gonna be ashy, then that's just the way that God intended it, you know what I'm saying? So um I am not one to rub the lotion on the skin. Um but yes, if it's in regard to my knuckles, I don't even know if I ever really made it a thing on the channel, but I used to do quite a bit of what's it called? Makiwara stuff. I used to do a lot of knuckle conditioning, and I would just punch the heck out of like bricks and wood and stuff like that. Marilena hated it, but my knuckles were crazy. Like I mean, like the way my knuckles look right now, I could be a hand model. Like I wish you could have seen how they looked back then. It looked nasty, man. It looked nasty. So it's probably from a lot of that conditioning I did. It's probably from hitting the heavy bag for years with no gloves. Sometimes I like to put gloves on because it's just a different feel. But oh my gosh. Okay. I'm tired. I'm tired, all right. But I like to hit the heavy bag with no gloves, and my hands just look, yeah. That's just natural. That's just natural. And yes, I've done quite a bit of knuckle push-ups as well. So you were correct also. There were many truths, and one of them you were correct for sure. Okay, okay. It's a province. So is a province like a state? Is that like the equivalent of a state? You never heard of BC? Well, I mean, I heard of BC. Like I always hear people say BC, but usually they mean before Christ. And then when he said it, I've definitely heard of British Columbia, but I would have never thought when I hear British and when I hear Colombia, my mind never would have went to Canada in a billion years. I would have thought it was either in Britain or Colombia. Look at a map once in a while. What do I need to look at a map for, bro? I've had people talk about stuff like that, like what were we talking about last time? Someone was trying to clown on me because I thought Africa was a country. And they were like, oh, look at a map. And I'm like, for what, bro? I've never needed to look at a map a day in my life for anything. For like work, for paying bills, for like I've never needed a map. Like maps are overrated. I got Google Maps. Sometimes they help me find stuff. They help me find like a restaurant or whatever. But besides that, like it's such a old like I ain't gonna be getting on a big boat and trying to find British Columbia, you know? It doesn't matter. Oh, did Mark Henry really say that? I remember first seeing your knuckles years ago and can confirm they were lumpy. What's up, Soren? The homie. Hey, that's my gosh, that's beautiful, man. That's so beautiful, man. People out here sending this dude money as we speak in real time, bro. Bro. You never heard of the District of Columbia? No sense of education. What the heck? Why are you being such a nerd, bro? I thought it was just a Colombian with a British accent. Oh. Like, look, I'll put it this way. If there's somebody that knows their geography and could point out everything on a map, I'm like, cool. I won't disrespect you. But the moment someone starts trying to act like they're better than you because of it, I'm just like, you're a nerd, bro. The fact that you treat it that important, like, you know, to say it speaks of who you are as a person is like, is that the only thing you got, bro? No, because the United States has like 50 provinces, just like Puerto Rico and a bunch of other places down south of Florida and other areas. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna have to play that Carmen San Diego game again. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? She's in BC. Well, I do appreciate you, Machu, for bringing this knowledge to me. Now, hopefully one day I will gain the respect of Knock, and I'm gonna learn where these places are. I'm I'm gonna dip out right now because I've been streaming for 113 minutes. And I was supposed to stream for like 5 minutes, literally just to start off, to kick off everyday streaming in September. And I really don't want to sleep in tomorrow. I really don't want to sleep in. I got that dumb AC guy coming tomorrow. And then I got a bunch of other stuff that I want to do. BC's before Christ, vato. Can't be anything else. That's all. That's my muscle memory, bro. I hear BC, I think before Christ. Um, oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You can skip the replay. I didn't do anything exciting, bro. Kind of Soren, kind of sorta. She kind of knew about it, but she wasn't that enthusiastic about it. But I let her know that it was super necessary. I'm gonna wrap it up right here out of respect to you, cause I know you guys got things to do in the morning, and I do too. So I double respect you because I want you to have energy for work, and I want to be able to get up and provide the good content for you. So it's respect all around. I want to say thank you everybody for being here. There was people that showed up in this chat that I absolutely did not expect to be here. I'm so happy they were true pillars of the community. And there were a lot of people that I've seen in here. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I feel like I never even saw your name in here before. and people that weren't here for a long time and now they're finally back. Hey, good looking out, Soren. Thank you. Hey, good night, Machu. Jay Smith, are you William? Because I just got another 25 from him. Another 25? I could promise you I'm not William. Are you talking? Oh, are you talking about? I don't know if I could say on here. I don't know if I could say on here. Thank you, Macho. I appreciate you. I hope to see you around here more, bro. We stream like every day, usually way earlier. Jay Smith, I don't want to expose because there's certain people on here that donate, and when they donate, certain parts of their name show up that's different than their screen name. And I always just leave out the extra parts, and I always just say the parts that's on their screen name because some people don't like the rest of their name out there. And I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't really say it right now because I don't want to accidentally expose people's names. But I believe I know who that is, and it's a true angel, bro. And I don't mean Angel Padilla, but I don't not mean Angel Padilla because it could be Angel Padilla, but I'm not insinuating that it is Angel Padilla just because I said Angel. So no, it's not me though, bro. And I am gonna go and let Marilena know that we gotta try that again. And I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. I know how annoying it is. I truly am sorry for that problem. And I'm gonna try to take off that $ and see if that makes a difference. Psalm 29. You know what? I do need to read a little bit before the day's over. I don't like to have a day go by before I dig through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go scope out Psalm 29 specifically for you right now. Blood always finds its level. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, shoot. Same thing, Jay Smith. Same thing. Because that's not necessarily tied to someone's screen name. People probably know who it is. But I probably shouldn't be the one to say it out loud. But I know exactly who that is, Jay Smith. It's a true blessing, a true unbelievable blessing in the community. You guys be safe tonight. You be good out there. I'll be back tomorrow at one time or another, in one form or another, on one timeline or another. Late.